Hey, hey, beautiful people. Ready for some fun English?
Welcome back to English Listen Easy. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. And wow, Emma, you look very awake today.
Thank you, I think.
No, seriously. Usually on Mondays, you look like a zombie.
Jack, that is so rude.
A very nice zombie, though. A friendly zombie.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take friendly zombie.
How are you feeling today?
I had 2 cups of coffee and a big breakfast, so I feel amazing. I feel like I can run a marathon.
You? A marathon?
Okay, maybe not a marathon, maybe a walk, a short walk, around the block.
That sounds more realistic.
What about you, Jack? How are you today?
I am great. The weather outside is actually really nice today. Like the sun is out, there are no clouds. It feels like spring finally showed up.
Oh, I know. I walked here this morning and I was like, wait, is that the sun? I almost forgot what it looked like.
Same. I stood outside for like 5 minutes just to feel it on my face.
That's so sweet.
My neighbor saw me and asked if I was okay.
Oh, no.
I had to explain that I was just enjoying the sunshine. She looked at me like I was very strange.
Okay. Well, you kind of are.
Fair enough. Anyway, listeners, today we have a really good topic.
Yes, and this one is something a lot of people ask about. Like, a lot.
We see this question everywhere.
The question is, can you learn English by yourself?
Without a teacher, without a class, just you alone learning English.
Is it possible? Is it a good idea? What actually works?
We are going to talk about all of that today.
And we're going to be honest. Not just, yes, you can do it. Everything is perfect.
Yeah, you can do anything. Believe in yourself. Rainbows and sunshine.
Exactly. We're going to give you the real story.
Okay, so Emma, let's start with the big question. Can you actually learn English by yourself?
Yes, I really believe yes. But, and this is important, it depends on how you do it.
Okay, say more.
So, like, just sitting with a textbook and reading grammar rules by yourself, that's really hard. And honestly, kind of boring.
So boring.
But watching videos, listening to podcasts, talking to yourself, using apps, that's different. That can really work.
Right, because you're getting real English, natural English.
Exactly, like what we do here on this podcast.
Hey, nice little moment there.
Thank you. I planned that.
So, okay, I actually tried to learn something by myself once. Not English, but Spanish.
Oh, really? When was this?
A few years ago, I downloaded an app and I was like, okay, I'm going to learn Spanish by myself. No class, just the app.
And how did it go?
Great, for about 4 days.
4 days?
I was so motivated at the start. Day 1, day 2, day 3, I was doing everything. Every lesson, every exercise.
That sounds great, actually.
Day 5, nothing. Day 6, nothing. Week 2, I deleted the app.
Oh, Jack.
I know. I failed myself.
See, this is the thing. Starting is easy. Continuing is hard.
So hard. Because when you learn alone, there's nobody to tell you, hey, where were you yesterday? Why didn't you practice?
No accountability. That's the word, accountability.
Right. No teacher to look at you and say, Jack, focus.
Did teachers really say that to you?
So many times. So many times.
Okay, so I have a story about this actually, about learning alone.
Oh, tell us.
So when I was in college, I tried to learn some basic French by myself. No class, just YouTube videos and a small book.
Okay, bold move.
And for a while, it was going really well. I learned how to say hello, how to introduce myself, how to order coffee.
The important things.
The most important things, yes. So one day, I was at a little French cafe near my college, and there was a French woman there, like actually from France.
Oh no, I feel where this is going.
So I decided, okay, this is my moment. I'm going to speak French to her. I practiced, I was ready.
What did you say?
I walked up to her and I said, very confidently, Bonjour, je suis une table.
Wait, what does that mean?
It means, hello, I am a table.
You told her you were a table?
I got confused. I meant to say, I have a table, but I mixed up the words.
What did she do?
She just stared at me for a long time. And then she said, very slowly, okay.
That is incredible.
And that, listeners, is what happens when you learn alone with no one to correct you.
You become a table.
You become a table. Exactly.
Okay, but honestly, that story is actually a good lesson because you made a mistake, right? And that mistake came from learning alone. No one corrected you before that moment.
Right. When you have a teacher or a partner, they catch your mistakes early. When you're alone, sometimes you practice the wrong thing over and over.
And then you go tell a French woman you're a piece of furniture.
Exactly. So, okay, what are the good things about learning alone? Because there are good things.
Yeah, for sure. One big one. You go at your own speed.
Yes, this is huge. In a class, the teacher moves at one speed for everyone, but everyone is different.
Some people are faster, some need more time.
When you learn alone, you can take 10 minutes on one thing, or you can skip something that's already easy for you.
I love that. I hate being in a class and we spend 40 minutes on something I already know.
Yes, so boring. You're just sitting there like,
Yes, I know this. Can we move on, please? Thank you.
Another good thing about learning alone is you can learn about things you actually like.
Oh, this is so important.
Like if you love cooking, watch English cooking videos. If you love soccer, watch English soccer commentary.
If you love funny podcasts,
Listen to English Listen Easy.
there it is again.
We did it twice now.
We're getting good at this. Okay, what else is good about learning alone?
Okay, it's cheaper or even free. There are so many free resources now. YouTube, podcasts, apps, websites.
When I was in school, and I feel old saying this, we didn't have all of that. You had a textbook. That was it.
A textbook and maybe a CD.
Yes, the CD. You'd put it in the computer and listen to these very robotic voices.
Hello, my name is Robert. I am from Ohio.
Yes, that is exactly what it sounded like.
Now you have real people, real conversations, real accents. It's so much better.
Okay, but let's talk about the hard parts too, because it's not all amazing.
Right. The hardest part, I think, is speaking, because when you learn alone, who do you speak to?
This is the biggest problem. You can listen all day, you can read all day, but speaking is different. You need another person.
And a lot of learners, they listen a lot, they read a lot, but when it's time to speak, silence. Total silence. They know the words in their head, but the mouth doesn't cooperate.
The mouth is like, I don't know you, I didn't practice.
Exactly. The brain and the mouth are not connected yet.
So what do you do about that if you're learning alone?
Okay, listeners, this is important. Talk to yourself.
Yes, it sounds weird, but it works.
Narrate your day. Like you're making breakfast, you say out loud in English, I am making eggs. I need a pan. The eggs are hot.
I actually do this sometimes too.
Really?
When I'm driving, I talk to myself in different accents just to practice sounds and pronunciation.
Okay, that's a little more advanced than what I was suggesting, but yes, same idea.
My passengers get a little confused sometimes.
You do this when other people are in the car?
Sometimes I forget they're there.
Jack!
I know. I just get in the zone.
Okay, another tip for learning alone is find a language partner. Someone online who's learning English or someone who speaks English and wants to learn your language.
You help them with their language, they help you with English. It's free and it's real conversation.
There are apps and websites for this. It's a great way to get that speaking practice even without a teacher.
Okay, hey listeners. we want to take a quick second here.
Yes, if you are enjoying this episode, please give us a like.
It really helps the channel grow, and it helps more people find us.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing?
We say this every time.
Because every time it's still true. Subscribe and share this episode with a friend who is learning English.
Learning is more fun with a friend.
Okay, back to the topic. So we talked about going at your own speed, using content you like, the speaking problem.
What about motivation? Because I think that's the biggest challenge with learning alone.
Oh yes, 100%.
Like I told you about my Spanish disaster, the motivation just disappeared after a few days.
And I think the reason is there's no structure. When you have a class, the structure is built in. Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock, you go to class.
Right, it's already decided for you.
When you learn alone, you have to make your own structure, and that's hard for a lot of people.
Especially when life gets busy.
Exactly. You had a long day, you're tired, and you think, I'll study tomorrow.
And then tomorrow comes and the same thing happens.
And suddenly it's been 3 weeks and you haven't practiced at all.
That happened to me with Spanish.
I know, Jack. We know.
So, what's the solution?
Small, consistent habits. That's the answer. Not 2 hours once a week, 10 minutes every day.
10 minutes every day is so much better than 2 hours on Sunday.
Because your brain needs repetition over time, not one big session.
It's like the gym, right? You don't go to the gym once for 8 hours and say, okay, I'm fit now.
I mean, you could try.
You would die.
You would absolutely die. Small steps every day. That's how it works.
Okay, I want to share another story, and this one is actually a positive story, unlike my Spanish story.
Oh, good. We need one of those.
So I have a friend, his name is Marco. He's from Brazil, and he learned English almost completely by himself.
Really?
He watched American movies and TV shows, with subtitles first, and then later without subtitles.
Oh, that's so smart.
He watched the same shows multiple times. He'd watch an episode, then watch it again, then try to repeat the lines.
Like copying the actors?
Exactly. He'd pause and repeat, pause and repeat. He said he watched one show so many times he could say every line from memory.
That's dedication.
And now, his English is amazing. He has an American accent. He sounds like he grew up here.
Wow. And he never had a class?
He had a few classes when he was young, very basic stuff. But the real learning, the fluency, that came from doing it himself.
That is such a good story, and it proves that self-learning can really work.
When you're consistent, when you use real content, when you don't give up.
And when you really want it, because Marco really wanted it.
He had a goal. He wanted to move to the United States, so he had a reason.
That's so important, having a real reason why you want to learn.
Because on the hard days, the lazy days, the tired days, the reason is what keeps you going.
What's your reason, listeners? Think about it. Why are you learning English?
That's actually a great question for them to think about.
Right. Is it for work, for travel, to watch movies without subtitles, to connect with new people?
Whatever it is, hold on to that reason. Write it down. Put it somewhere you can see it.
Okay, so let's bring this together a little bit. We talked about a lot of things today.
We did. We talked about whether you can learn alone, and the answer is yes, but it takes effort.
We talked about the good things, your own speed, your own interests, free resources.
We talked about the hard things, speaking practice, staying motivated, keeping a routine.
We talked about tricks, talking to yourself, finding a language partner, watching real content.
And we talked about Marco, who is basically a hero.
Marco is a hero. Marco, if you're listening, hi.
Sponsored by Marco. Just kidding. He has no idea this podcast exists.
Okay, before we say goodbye, we have our bonus tip for today.
Bonus tip time. This is one of my favorite parts.
Okay, so the tip is this. Every day, learn just one new English phrase. Not a word, a phrase.
Ooh, say more.
So instead of trying to memorize 50 words from a list, just pick one phrase that you can actually use in your life.
Like a real phrase.
Yes, like, I'm not sure, but I think, or that makes sense, or let me think about that.
Because those phrases you can use in so many situations.
Exactly. One phrase a day. Say it out loud 5 times. Use it in a sentence about your own life.
That is so simple, but it works.
And after 30 days, you have 30 new phrases, real phrases, phrases that live in your mouth, not just in your head.
I love that. Phrases that live in your mouth.
Thank you. I thought of that just now.
It was beautiful. Write that down, listeners.
Okay, I think that is a great place to end.
This was such a fun episode.
It really was. I love this topic because it's something everyone can relate to.
Everyone learning English is doing some self-study, whether you know it or not.
Even if you have a teacher, you still practice alone sometimes.
Listeners, thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
We really love making this podcast for you, and we hope it helps.
We hope you laughed a little, learned a little, and felt a little more confident about your English journey.
And hey, if Emma can tell a French woman she is a table, you can do anything.
The most motivational story ever told.
I stand by it.
Okay, before we go, we have a question for you, listeners.
Yes, our question for today is, do you mostly learn English alone or do you have a teacher or study partner?
Tell us in the comments. We read every single one.
And if you have a funny story like our table story, please share it. We love to read those.
They make us very happy.
We will see you in the next episode.
Take care of yourselves, keep practicing, and remember,
Even 10 minutes a day can change everything.
bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.